eco-friendly building. Hello, guys. Welcome to our Big Data Register channel. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button. Also, please subscribe to our channel. In this video, we talk about sustainable building and the future of construction. Very interesting and current developments. So be sure to watch the full video. 1. What is sustainable building? Sustainable building is a broad concept. Sustainable building and renovation take into account the effects on the environment. This must be done both in the design of a building or structure and during construction, remodeling, renovation or demolition. Sustainable building is also about the use of the building. Sustainable building is therefore better for the environment than traditional building. For example, sustainable construction saves resources, is more energy efficient, and often sustainable buildings are healthier for occupants and users. Summarized are some of the key points in sustainable construction. 1. The use of sustainable materials that take into account the environment and the health of occupants and users. 2. A healthy indoor environment, for example through good ventilation. This prevents moisture, mold and accumulation of harmful substances. 3. Pleasant and livable homes, buildings, neighborhoods and cities. 4. Sustainable demolition, to reuse materials released during demolition. 5. Responsible use of water. 6. Prevention of resource depletion for building materials. There is much focus today on generating cleaner energy for a sustainable future, but what if we could drastically reduce our energy consumption by changing the way we build? Building houses and skyscrapers with thousands of pounds of concrete, steel and other materials is a major contributor to pollution and energy consumption. But it's more than that. The lighting, heating and cooling of our homes and office buildings, poor insulation and integration into the environment have a lasting impact on energy use and costs. To get more clarity on how sustainable and how green a building is, there are several important certifications today. 2. International certifications. The concept of green building has been scaled up worldwide from small houses to large offices and skyscrapers. Some international certifications have been developed to provide clear guidelines on how to do it. The U.S. Green Building Council, USGBC, developed the Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, known as LEED, to rate green buildings and provide owners with a framework for cost savings, high efficiency and health for design, construction, operation and maintenance. Another popular certification is the Building Research Establishment Environmental Assessment Method from the United Kingdom, also known as BREEAM. BREEAM? Who comes up with these acronyms? Minimizing energy use and related CO2 emissions are important components in this. What we ultimately want to move toward are energy-free buildings. 3. Energy-free buildings. Energy-free buildings have on-site renewable energy sources such as solar panels to try to produce as much clean energy as it consumes. You can't always achieve 100%, but the goal is to achieve as much as possible. Energy generated during the day is consumed by the facility, and if there is a surplus of energy, the building supplies it to the grid to try to offset the grid's energy consumption at night. However, to improve efficiency, energy consumption must be reduced, so heating, cooling and lighting must be minimized. To achieve that, it is recommended to incorporate things like green roofs, energy-efficient windows with triple glazing and low emissivity coating and good insulation. Zero-emission buildings are also considered green if they are built with non-toxic, environmentally friendly and sustainable materials. They should also use less water and have good air quality to make it more sustainable. Some of the simplest solutions you may have already seen where you work. A good start to making a building more efficient is to use highly efficient LED and smart lighting, or occupancy sensors connected to air conditioning or ventilation systems. All these measures can contribute significantly to lower energy consumption. But to take things to the next level, engineers and architects can perform advanced analysis using 3D building simulation tools to achieve higher efficiency. With specialized software, engineers and architects can improve the design of a green building to increase its sustainability. They can perform climate analysis and HVAC simulations to optimize which materials to use and how to orient the building for best efficiency. They can see exactly how the building will perform year-round, even before it is built. 4. Examples of green buildings. Let's throw in some examples of green buildings. In Seattle, the Bullitt Center is considered one of the greenest commercial buildings in the world. The structure is mostly heavy wood and the materials were kept in their natural state to avoid the toxins in today's finishes. And the wood was sourced locally. The curtain wall system with triple glazing, which creates an airtight seal, along with the orientation, provides heat control and better lighting during the day so that the lights are off most of the year. In addition, a sealed geothermal system provides heating and cooling for the office, and an air-to-air heat exchanger provides fresh outdoor air. The Bullitt Center stores rainwater in a water basin located in the basement. That is treated and then used for non-potable and potable uses. According to Justin Stenkamp, a mechanical engineer with the company that designed the building's control and plumbing systems, these measures alone help save about 80% of water consumption compared to a regular office building. It is the first LEED Platinum certified building in Austin and it is a beautiful library. The central atrium is not only beautiful to look at, but provides 80% of the occupied spaces with natural light. It also has lighting that automatically dims depending on how much sunlight enters the building, which helps reduce energy consumption. That's all well and good for new buildings, but what about existing buildings? 5. Sustainability and renovation. One Embankment Place, a London office building built in 1990, is a great example of energy-neutral renovation. It uses a tri-generation combined cooling, heating and energy system powered by recycled vegetable oil. It also has several open spaces to harvest daylight, roof gardens and green walls to make the building more ecological, and low flush toilets to reduce water consumption. Currently, One Embankment Place emits 40% less carbon than a typical building of this size. 20% of its heat and 60% of its energy needs are produced on site. In a few years, the building saved £14 million in energy and carbon-related costs. Another retrofitting example is the powerhouse Kjorbo in Bærum, Norway. These two 1980s office buildings were retrofitted with efficient ventilation, insulation and daylighting. In addition to on-site renewable energy production, the building's energy needs were reduced by more than 86%. As a result, Powerhouse Kjorbo received an outstanding rating from BREEAM Nor. And probably the coolest part. The building produces about 230,000 kilowatt-hours, but consumes only about 100,000 kilowatt-hours. Several new technologies help make this happen. 6. New technology that helps make it more sustainable. A new technology that plays an important role in making buildings more sustainable is electrochromic glass, smart glass. With this glass, the transparency changes depending on the electrical voltage applied to the glass. This glass can provide privacy or blackout as needed. When the glass does not let light through, it can serve as a projection surface. The degree of transparency depends on the voltage on the glass. There is also smart glass where one can vary the transparency for heat radiation. It uses nanotechnology to produce tiny electrical signals that lightly charge the windows to change the amount of radiation they reflect. This technology can help control heat in a building, which can save a lot of money on HVAC costs, especially in the summer. Typically, smart windows start with a bluish color and become translucent after a few minutes when you electrically charge them. There are many different options and techniques to improve the way we build and use energy. Even though the cost is still not universally affordable to all building owners, the development of new materials, design improvements, technologies, and government incentives can foster the growth of this market worldwide. It's pretty easy to imagine buildings with green roofs and zero energy popping up in more and more cities in the coming decades.